There are moments in science when discovery feels like triumph, as though the universe itself is rewarding us for daring to ask questions. But there are other moments, rare, unsettling moments, when what we uncover shakes the very ground beneath us. When the data no longer inspires wonder but dread. That is what has just happened with Voyager 1, humanity's most distant emissary, now more than 24 billion kilometers away from Earth, traveling in the silent vastness beyond the solar system. For decades, Voyager 1 has been our lone explorer in the interstellar void, carrying the golden record, a time capsule of Earth's voices, music, and images, meant for whoever or whatever might someday encounter it. But recently, it transmitted something no one expected. An image. Not static, not corrupted noise, but a structured pattern so deliberate, so alien in its geometry, that it has left scientists stunned into silence. The photograph is faint, blurred by unimaginable distance, yet unmistakable in what it depicts. Instead of the featureless blackness that Voyager's cameras should see, it revealed bands of oscillating light and shadow, repeating curves, and a symmetry that looks disturbingly like design. At first glance, some dismissed it as a malfunction. But the deeper the analysis went, the harder that explanation became to sustain. The image is not random. Its geometry aligns with harmonic ratios, with the mathematical constants that govern both music and architecture. The patterns echo the golden ratio, a number woven through human art, nature, and even DNA. This was not chaos. This was order. It looked less like the backdrop of deep space and more like architecture on a scale so vast it defies imagination. NASA's official stance has been cautious, describing the image as anomalous data under review. But behind closed doors, panic has taken hold. Multiple meetings were held in secrecy, and soon after, intelligence agencies became involved. What began as a scientific puzzle quickly transformed into a matter of national security. And that secrecy has only fueled darker suspicions. If this were a glitch, why not prove it? If it were meaningless, why hide it? Independent laboratories granted access to fragments of the raw transmission confirmed the authenticity of the image. Its repeating geometry is too precise to be accidental. To them, the conclusion was inescapable. Voyager 1 had captured something real, something vast, something constructed. That possibility alone would rewrite everything we thought we knew about the universe. Because if this structure exists, it means intelligence exists with it. But the photograph was only the beginning. Soon after, Voyager began transmitting streams of data with patterns unlike anything in its historical record. Cycles of binary-like sequences embedded in static, as if code were hidden inside its fading signal. Engineers tried to dismiss it as radiation interference or a dying probe's malfunction. Cryptographers disagreed. The repetitions were too ordered, too deliberate. It looked like communication. And if that is true, then Voyager is no longer just sending messages. It is receiving them. Some scientists whispered an even more disturbing thought. Perhaps Voyager was not in control of its own transmissions anymore. Built in the 1970s, with memory weaker than a modern calculator, Voyager should not be capable of generating such complex patterns. Could its systems have been intercepted? Could the probe itself be acting as a conduit for something else, something using it as a relay to speak with us? If so, then the image it sent was not a simple snapshot. It was a message. A message deliberately framed for us to see. The implications are staggering. Has Voyager stumbled into a region of space where something immense and intelligent waits? Has the golden record, the invitation humanity launched nearly 50 years ago, finally been answered? And if so, by what? Some theorists suggest an ancient artifact adrift for eons, a machine so advanced it merges with the laws of physics themselves. Others whisper about an active outpost, a sentry silently watching the stars. Still others imagine something far beyond our comprehension, a presence not made of matter at all but woven into the very fabric of space. NASA's silence speaks volumes. Updates on Voyager 1, once routine, have slowed to a trickle. The mission's public page has gone quiet, releasing only vague statements about calibration and data review. Scientists who once eagerly shared every detail now refuse interviews. And leaks suggest that what was once celebrated as a triumph of exploration is now being handled as a potential threat. What unnerves experts most is not the image itself, but what comes after. The structured signals, the unnatural geometry, the eerie symmetry, these are not the fingerprints of nature. They are signatures of intent. And intent means intelligence. Which leads to the most terrifying possibility of all. Voyager the first of may not be drifting alone anymore. If something has intercepted it, if something has responded, then humanity has already had its first encounter with alien intelligence. Not on our terms, but on theirs. The probe has crossed into the unknown, and in doing so, it may have brought something back, a presence staring at us through the faint glow of a photograph. The universe is no longer silent. Something is watching. And the question that now hangs over every scientist who has glimpsed Voyager's haunting image is simple, but terrifying. If this was their introduction, what